And we are live, Mr. Gracey Show 97. What up?
97. That was a good year, too.
Yes, it was. A little secret Samadhi.
Mm-hmm.
What is Samadhi? Do we know this? Is this known? And what is the secret about it? Or is it a secret nobody knows?
I think a Samadhi is like an awakening. I
Ah,
believe. I knew back then because everyone was asking that question, so I had to
you had to know.
But let's
I
look it up.
learned, I think Lakini was like a sex god. I learned that from you
Yes.
guys back then.
Mhm. Let's look it up here. Samadhi.
Chad, so did you hear? I think you did because I hear you're part of it. The Gracious 2000. That chick is banging 2,000 dudes, and she's calling it the Gracious 2000.
Oh, is she really calling it that?
I think so, and I think because you're part of it, is that not the case?
Oh yeah, I'm in there, but yeah, I'm number one.
Yes, don't be last in that one, man.
No.
Wow,
Definitely not. Yeah, dude, that's friggin' listen. I mean, I'm all for women doing whatever they want to do, and even being a little slutty if they want to do. Great,
sure.
I'm all for that. Great, but 1,000 or 2,000 dudes, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
And she's dating somebody, dude. So like, she's dating a guy who is like, I think he might even be a cameraman on the fucking shoot, bro. Like, how do you? I don't get it. I just couldn't imagine liking even liking somebody that I'm dating and then just watching her bang 2,000 dudes. I don't even love her. I just like her. I still wouldn't like that.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. What's up, Troy? How you doing, bud?
Troy
is always first in my lives on TikTok, and he's always first here.
Does Troy know what Samadhi means? He should know this. Come on, Troy. Yeah, we might have to get Troy as our body.
It's considered one of the stages of practice just prior to liberation. So it's an enlightenment
awakening,
thing.
Yeah,
awakening.
Yep. So it looks like you did know.
But I guess Ed was having a secret Samadhi, a secret awakening.
He was the only one being awakened out of you four.
I guess.
Oh, that's funny. We were talking about this.
But Ed had this guru for a while named Adi Da, right? Did you know this?
I've heard.
Yeah. So that was strange. I mean, I've always been weary of gurus because
cults.
If you're truly enlightened, you should be giving that gift to the world for free.
Yeah. Yep.
If you truly are an enlightened being, why are you charging people for it? Right?
100%.
So he was in this thing for a long time. He was given all these tithings and paying them, and the guy had a place in LA and an island in the Fiji and all this shit, right? And this whole harem of girls and all this, all the accoutrement of the guru.
Yep.
And Chad one time was invited by Adi Da to one of these dinners with Ed. And I guess, I don't know if he said it in his ear or out loud, but he said the secret to Ed's Samadhi is the secret is that Ed has no Samadhi.
Oh, Adi Da said that.
Yeah.
Wow. That's deep coming from.
And I don't, it's speculation because it's Chad, but I'm sure it happened, but it's pretty fucking wild.
I mean, that doesn't sound like something you would just make up. That sounds like something you heard and fucking was like, wow, let me fucking repeat that.
Yeah. So that was kind of a wild time. I was actually glad when he got out of it. I was like, this is, come on, dude. No, don't do this.
Don't get that woke. Don't get that woke, man.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that then, Chad, because you guys were on SNL that year.
Yes, I just posted a picture about it. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
On TikTok.
And what did you mean by? That's what I want to ask you. What did you mean by Chevy Chase was good to you? Because you've heard that he was just
because he's known as the article. Maybe I cut it out, but the article, the picture underneath it says the cruelest host, Chevy Chase. He's known to be a complete asshole, right?
I've heard.
Fucking prick. But he was really nice to us because his kids loved live.
Oh, how cool.
So he was exceptionally nice to us, and everyone told us later, like, we'd never seen Chevy that nice to people. We're like, what? Okay.
Okay. Was his kid there, or just since his kid was a fan, he was cool with you?
Yeah, no, his kids were not. He had kids. I don't know where they were, but they were not there. But this was like at the after party where it's really gracious and, hey guys, how you doing? My kid's a big fan. We're like, cool.
How do you, when you talk to somebody, because that's like somebody that you kind of grew up watching, do you get nervous talking to somebody like that?
I didn't interact with him a whole lot. I just went over and shook his hand and said hello. So that was easy. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying in general. So say somebody you've met that kind of maybe was a hero of yours growing up, or just somebody that you saw on TV or just was in your zeitgeist, and then you meet them in person. How is your comfort level? Are you comfortable? Are you a little nervous?
I'm probably a little nervous, but most of these celebrities that I've interacted with have been okay. Some of them are just weird and eccentric.
Yeah.
But the one that I had, I guess, a friendship with for a little bit was Jim Carrey. That was cool.
He
was pretty down to earth off screen. He was really down to earth and cool guy. And I mean, he got married to Holly?
Lauren Holly.
Lauren Holly. Thank you. I went to his reception at Tom Hanks' house.
Holy Testicle Tuesday.
So yes, that was wild.
Wow. Yeah, man. So you must have saw it was serious Hollywood A-listers there.
Yes. I met Tom and Rita. That was nice. And Jim was there. And of course, Lauren Holly. And I can't even remember who else was there. It's kind of a blur after that. It's like, oh, okay.
Was that when Tom Hanks said, was that when Tom Hanks said to you, dude, I got a private jet we're going to take to a private island. You want to go? And you had something to do, so you couldn't go.
When I went to Epstein's Island, yes.
Oh, my God, dude. Yo,
I'm on the list.
You are on the... So that's why it's not out. Now we know, because Live was in the CIA, and your name is on the Epstein list.
It's all coming together.
Okay, bro. All coming together.
I didn't write the songs. The CIA wrote the songs.
Now we're getting it.
For all the lyrics and melodies, at least. I get all the credit for those things. Absolutely.
No. I give the Lord the credit. The Lord.
Well, they come from somewhere.
That is true. Not just the ether. But to let the audience know, we got some great guests coming up. Today we have Miss Nadine Askey, a twofer.
Yes. This is the second time for Nadine, yes.
Yes.
She has her great foundation called FQXhole Foundation, and I'm going to be hosting an event in September in Pennsylvania, in York.
Yes. I'm going to be there, Chad. She invited me.
Sweet. Good. Yeah.
I'm going to come watch you. Yeah. FQXhole Foundations, folks. We're going to talk all about that and more with our one and only Nadine Askey. And this lady is tuned in, folks. So be prepared to hear some things that you don't know.
She's more tuned in than me. And this is where my mom gets all of her information from Nadine. So
now you know where the Graceys get the crazy from.
I don't know if it's either crazy or fucking dead on. I don't know yet.
It's dead on. Yeah, it's dead on for sure. Where you've been so far. Let's go to some videos, Chad, that we got for the audience here. And we are not live. Where are you? Screen share. There we go. Not operations. That's it. Got it. Sorry, folks. I'll get this one day.
Brittney Griner, what she said about the NBA. This is so funny how all this stuff works out, right? She says, this is from Brittney. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people. Thousands of them just sitting there watching on purpose. It's very disruptive. It's called a freaking game that they pay you money to play. Don't play the game. It's very disruptive. It continues. Brittney Griner voiced frustration in a recent interview, claiming that Caitlin Clark is ruining what used to make the WNBA great. Wait for this.
Empty stands?
Tom, let me just...
Go ahead. I'm so mad.
WNBA games used to be a chill, quiet place. You could bring your laptop and relax, maybe even get a little work done. But now it's like there's a large gathering of people watching us from the stands. Some of them are yelling crazy shit about what they're seeing, putting unfair pressure on us to score like we're there for their entertainment. And that's pretty gross. Are you?
I act like this.
Okay, Rob, can you verify that this is what she said on the mom and pop WNBA model? That she's sick of the and then she says the whole thing is toxic. I saw a guy with his daughter in the crowd, both of them yelling, couldn't hear what they were saying exactly, but it was either about my performance or some light racism. Definitely one of the two. Give me a flipping break.
This is why the WNBA is never, ever, ever going to work and never make money. And Angel Reese and Brittney Griner, they walk around like the league owes them something. Even Ryan Clark's attitude as if, bro, where's the victimhood? These are freaking millionaires. Like, what are you talking about? It's attitude. It's no humility, just entitlement. And that's not confidence. It's arrogance with receipts.
Boom.
Okay, so before I get into this, my mom's texting me that Nadine's having trouble getting on, waiting for a link or something.
She's got it. It was just sent during that video.
Okay, no problem. So, is this not the most ridiculous thing you've ever heard in sports?
Yeah, it
You
really
have
is.
a league that is subsidized by the NBA. They complain about the pay that they don't get because their league makes no money. You now have a breakout star called Caitlin Clark, who is basically now the Michael Jordan of the WNBA. Everyone knows her name. It's the only WNBA player I know except for Brittney Griner, because I only know her name because she was swapped for the Merchant of Death as a Russian prisoner.
Crazy.
And now she's in the NBA, privileged to have that position, making money doing it, and now bitching that there are fans in the stand. What?
Where did she expect to get her paycheck from if not people watching her play?
Oh, I mean, it's just the level of stupidity is just and lack of graciousness. I mean, it's just wild, man. It's like so first of all, Caitlin Clark gets constantly fouled and jacked up by all these other players. All the players seem to not like her, especially the black ones, because she's white and she's a breakout star, bringing awareness to WNBA. It's like everyone should be embracing her. Everyone should be getting along. Should be happy that she's a breakout star and people know her name.
Right.
Want to watch the WNBA because of her. That brings up everybody. The tide raises all ships, right? But instead, they foul the shit out of her. They talk shit about her. They call her the white girl and all this bullshit. And now you have Brittney Griner complaining that she's bringing fans to the stands.
Chad, do you think that she's complaining, like, so she just doesn't want any fans there, period? Or did she not want a race of fans there? Like, because it just doesn't make sense that she doesn't want fans watching her. Like, isn't that why you're playing? Like,
the one thing she's complaining about is that people are yelling stuff at her. It's like, yeah, good. That's sports.
Right.
This is what happens.
Right.
And so it's thrown her off her game, and they're saying, oh, of course, she said they're saying racist things. Of course, that's what they're saying. I mean, yes, go right to the racism when they're performing reverse racism on friggin' Caitlin, but then, oh no, the stands, all the fans are racist. Like, give me a break, man. Stop. Just stop.
Yeah. I can't do stand
play your fucking game, collect your check, and embrace the fans because they're there to see you play.
Yeah. And be thankful you have fucking fans that want to watch you play.
We're sitting in a Russian prison, and we traded the Merchant of Death arms dealer for your sorry ass.
For a pot-smoking fucking basketball player.
Yeah. And meanwhile, there's a Marine still sitting over there that's in Russian prison. He could have come home for the Merchant of Death, but no, we brought home this fucking crying bitch.
Yep.
Oh, people are in the stands watching me. I don't like it. Fuck off.
Fuck off is right.
Okay, my mom said she still doesn't have it.
Chad, check your email because I sent it. It should be at Chad at the Gracious too. So you both should have gotten it. I emailed it to her.
Yeah.
You got it?
I'm looking.
All right. Live show, folks, here. This is how we roll. So don't hate, participate. While we are looking that up, I'm going to share a little something about Japan's underwater cities that they're thinking about coming up with. I don't wait for.
I don't see the email, but my email's been fucking weird lately, so I don't know what's going on. But let's see here.
See, it was sent at 109. 109. This is
oh my god,
her, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm saying, can I text it to her?
Yeah. So just if you have that link on your phone, Chad, that I sent you, you could just forward that. Our bad here, folks. That's the beauty of a live show, though. That's how we roll here on the Gracious 2. You know what I'll do?
All right, I sent her the link I texted it to her.
Cool. I want to play this for you, Chad. This is a little comedy levity for the audience out.
Now that we're done talking about Brittney Griner's sorry ass.
That's what. Well, let's show what a real athlete does and how he likes his fans and all that jazz. But he's funny too, so.
Oh, Connor.
You know what that means? Pussy.
When you're trying to find me, it's a celebration. You ring back home, you ring your wife. Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties.
I'm going to talk about money because we are the business network and the business of the UFC and all that.
I'll take over from here, Nate. You can bounce.
Nadine is in, by the way, folks. We see you, Nadine. We'll get you on in a couple minutes.
Take a coffee break, Nate. And by coffee break, I mean bring me my coffee. My foot was a balloon.
Oh, shit.
My foot was a balloon. You want to see it? Do you know what I mean? My toes came out of the socket.
Who do you think would give you the hardest fight out of
This is
anybody?
the best one. Watch this, Chad.
Right here.
That's my favorite.
Right here, the hardest hitting 145 pound, the real hardest hitting 145er, right here. This guy TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. They're not. Who the fuck is that guy?
Oh, fuck. Yo, that's my favorite, dude.
Who the fuck is that guy?
And he's saying it to a dude who is technically bigger. The other way. He's technically bigger than Conor was at the time, and he says, "Who the F?" It's Locke. You got to come around. My nephew's coming in.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. Last time he was on the show was, I think he was maybe like a little over one, maybe not even one. But Mr. Harrison J should be here momentarily, and then we got our Miss Nadine Askey.
We'll play that other video I sent you.
Let's go.
Because we all knew what was going on.
Hi, buddy. Hi, bud. Come here. Hold on 1 second. Put these on, dude. Talk on the mic. Let me flip it around so the audience.
There he is.
There he is. Miss, you help him out with this while I play a little video for the audience. We're gonna meet Mr. Mish. Look, Mish, you're up there. Hi. All right, I'm gonna play this real quick. Get him set up. Yes, you hear? Screen share. There we go. And this one. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Sorry, folks. Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
And down. There we go. Did that one.
So, did you hear Aaron Heitke, the U.S. border chief, who had experience with 5 different administrations, recently confirmed that under Biden, he was directed to suppress, hide, and even alter data related to the crisis at the border. Detention capacity was ordered reduced throughout the country, and new Social Security numbers were ordered to be issued to undocumented aliens. Heitke admitted that this allowed them to access full Social Security benefits and Medicaid, register to vote, and even participate in our elections. It never really was about compassion, was it?
Mm-hmm.
So, did you hear Aaron?
So there you go.
Talk to me about it, Chad.
Well, I mean, we knew what was happening. What's up, Harrison? How are you, buddy?
Chad, you're
drummer. Close my eyes. I close my eyes.
You want him to close his eyes? Oh, he's infatuated. So yeah, what was that video saying, Chad? I didn't get to check it out.
Well, she's basically verifying through Aaron Heitke, who works for the CP ICE, that what we knew was happening, that they were importing voters.
Okay, that's my nephew. Sorry.
Nice. They're importing voters. They let all these people in. They gave them Social Security. They didn't detain them on purpose. They gave them Social Security numbers so that they could vote and get all the medical benefits they wanted, so they could vote.
Wow. And they were able to actually uncover and find out like people that they were doing that to and were getting the Social Security.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's testifying basically that's what was happening. They were issuing Social Security numbers to them.
Gotcha. So
millions of them.
That's insane, man.
And like she said at the end, it wasn't about it's not about compassion. The left doesn't. At least the elites on the left, they don't care about people. They just want to stay in power. So however they can do that, that's what they're going to do. And it's probably probably like that on the right too. But my point is, because the left is always about, oh, we gotta have the open borders because we're compassionate, we're bringing all the people in. It's like, no, you're bringing in voters. What's up, Nadine?
Oh, sorry. Hey, Nadine, how are you? This is my nephew right here. So
Oh, he's sweet.
get a kid, say hello.
Hi, Harrison.
Hi.
Uncle Johnny.
Hi, kiddo.
Oh, that's cute.
Hi, mommy. Yeah, his mom's here too. You might have
Harrison, you
some.
playing drums?
Say hi, buddy.
Hi. You gonna play drums, Harrison?
He was playing earlier, dude. We had him actually on a big kit.
Nice.
Just sent him the video. He actually was good.
You're on. They can hear you.
Oh, they could hear me?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, kiddo. All right, so I'm gonna do the show while he's talking in the background, folks. So just enjoy Miss Harrison J. So Nadine, welcome to the show. Did you hear kind of what we were talking about? Did you get to watch that video?
I did not know.
Aha. I figured you would be like this topic. It's Social Security theft. Millions of, I guess, made up Social Security numbers and all that jazz. And
well, they weren't made up. They were issued by the government to the illegals that were brought into the country.
Oh, okay.
They're real Social Security numbers. They're just illegally given to illegals by the Biden administration. Here you go. Come on in.
So who was on? So they admitted it because I mean, many of us knew that, but so somebody's admitting it. Is that what you're saying?
This woman's video is quoting this guy, Aaron Heitke, who was with ICE for over 5 different administrations.
Okay.
It's the first time that they've ever done this.
So,
anyway. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not surprised.
No one's surprised. Nobody over here, at least.
Yeah.
We will be surprised if they actually go and prosecute some people, though. It's amazing
that would be amazing. Yes, please.
Yeah, pretty please. But it's just amazing how they could be uncovering stuff like this and then not like no follow through. So they're letting us know it happened, but then nobody's following through with it. So it's like saying, oh, there's 500 murders that happened and these are the people that did it. And then nothing happens to them. Nobody's prosecuted. And it probably keeps going on.
Mm-hmm.
He's having fun.
He's having a ton of fun. All right, so hi, Chad.
Hi, Harrison. Hi, buddy.
Say bye, Chad. We'll talk to you later. And you come back down a little bit, buddy. Bye, bye,
Harrison.
He might stay. He might not go, but he's there.
Say see you later, alligator.
Bye. You gonna come back down later, buddy? Whatever. If he wants to stay, he can stay. I'm just gonna lower the mic. Alrighty then. Back to it, folks. Back to our regularly scheduled programming.
Hi. Hey, Harrison. Hi, buddy. How you doing?
How funny. All right. We all good. So Nadine, welcome back. Miss FQXhole Foundation founder. I was giving hi, buddy. I was giving you a little intro earlier. Sorry for the distraction, but he wanted to come down. I cannot say no to my favorite little man. He's so much fun. I don't know if you got to see Nadine, but he's Chad's youngest fan now. So he puts on Chad's drum videos to learn, and he copies.
Nice!
It's so funny.
I put a video up on my Instagram.
Well, Uncle Chad, we'll just have to give him some lessons.
Agreed.
Yeah, there you go. To get to New Jersey, Florida now, right? Doesn't he live in Florida?
Yep, Florida bound.
Nice.
Yeah, we got to get him back to Jersey though. I'm calling bomb threats in Florida just to get him over here sometime. So Nadine, how you been?
Good. Been busy.
Yes.
Very busy.
Talk to us about some of the cool stuff you got going on. You have something going on in September that Chad's a guest speaker on, I believe.
Or a guest.
Yeah, Chad. Well, he's going to be a guest. Well, so are you.
Yes,
you
ma'am.
Confirm. Okay.
Oh, I'm there.
I didn't know.
So make sure you confirmed. Yeah. So we are doing a fundraising gala. It is at an event called Lomont Farms. They have a beautiful view of the Susquehanna River. I actually grew up about 2 miles from there. So it's a beautiful area. They donated the space to us.
Oh, wow.
Which was over $11,000 to rent the space that we're going to be in.
Nice of them.
Yeah. So we've been getting really good donations. All the flowers for the centerpieces, they're being donated by a local wholesale flowers called Schaefer's Flowers.
Shout out Schaefer's.
Yeah. So, there's been a lot of people jumping on board. We've got different businesses coming on and helping. But yeah, so we have a lot of different speakers that are going to be there. I will open it up with a speech, just kind of announcing the things that we've been doing, the things that we need, where your money's going. So our most recent big project that we have been doing is a man named Tom Jervis. He is a Vietnam Purple Heart recipient.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, he was shot 9 times, still has shrapnel in his body. So he was in the flooding of West Virginia back in February. I think it was around Valentine's Day, the storm that hit down there. So his home got flooded. During the cleanup of his home, he ended up in the hospital. He was in intensive care for several days. While he was in the hospital, his home then burnt down.
Oh, geez.
And they don't know what happened. They don't know if it was arson. They don't know what happened.
Wow.
But he literally lost everything. So we were cleaning off his property. Jeff has been down there diligently doing a lot of things. So I was down with my friend Nancy Hudson in, I think it was March. We were down there cleaning off his property. Jeff had heavy equipment to help with the bigger things. And then we just kept clearing out and loading on, a big trailer and everything. So his land got completely cleaned off, leveled. We got a camper donated from Michael and Deirdre Heflin, have a foundation called River of Life Miracles. They live in Tennessee. So they had gotten a camper donated for him. And then they also got money donated to buy all the supplies to build a really nice size deck and a ramp
around it.
So he has somewhere to kind of hang out. Now he has little vegetable boxes on his deck, so he can grow his own vegetables. But that man was suicidal. He's in a good place now. We were able to help him enough to get him in a good place. So his spirits are a lot better. But they were just on a news station down in his area. Jeff was there. Some of my other friends were there. So 2 different times one of the times they did like a little ribbon cutting of his place. But Tom got to tell his story a little bit on the news. That was very touching. So we've actually gotten some donations through the news clip that they had run. But yeah, so it's been a lot. Jeff's been diligently going back and forth from, he lives in Duffield, Virginia. So he drives to Tennessee, he drives to North Carolina, he goes to Kentucky. He's going to be picking up a camper, I think he said next week. Let me look here, in South Carolina. And he'll be transferring that to Kentucky.
Very cool.
Yeah, so he's been delivering relief supplies to Kentucky. He had already delivered another camper to Calhoun, Kentucky.
Nadine.
So yeah, he's been pretty busy.
For the audience that didn't catch our first episode with you, do you want to kind of tell, because you went over some of the latest projects that FQXhole is doing, but do you want to kind of go over on why you founded it and kind of what your mission is for that?
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. So when Hurricane Helene hit, I just felt I needed to help. And so I started by asking family and friends, people on Facebook, for donations. And I didn't really have a plan initially. I just thought I'd just fill my husband's truck the best I can. I was originally considering going down to Asheville. I figured I'd just sleep in the truck, get rid of the supplies, and come back. during the time when I was collecting things, Jeff and his wife took their camper to find a place to kind of settle in to help down there. So they found a little town called Bulladine, North Carolina. And so they actually went to a distribution center there and stayed on the property for 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So they were helping every day for 6 weeks. So instead of me going to Asheville, that's where I ended up going, and I stayed with them in their camper. And we just, I mean, with the devastation and how many lives were lost that they do not report on, it was just overwhelming to me. And so I just felt like, even though I probably had about $10,000 worth of supplies donated, I had $3,000 in cash donated within a week's time. Wow. And I still felt like that's nothing in comparison to what these people needed. So I couldn't let it go. Jeff knew I couldn't let it go. Jeff kind of couldn't let it go. And so he came up with the idea of starting a foundation. So that's how we started.
I love it. And the work that you guys are doing, not that it's a selfish thing, but you get probably so much joy out of like giving back and stuff that it could be a little selfish because you get some joy from doing the help that you're doing. I'm kind of being...
Definitely. I mean, we've come across so many people that literally have lost everything except the clothes on their back. Wow. We've met many people who've lost family members. So, you know, we've been around so many and hugged so many and cried with so many people, you know, giving them hope, you know, that somebody's in their corner.
Yeah.
You know, so I still keep up with a lot of them that I've met. I'll check in with them here and there just to see how they're doing.
I love it.
I'm not the kind of person that just drops and goes. I've never been that kind of a person. So I try as best I can. So even some of our donors have gotten pretty close with me. So I keep in contact with them as well.
I love it. Your story is inspirational. It's like, you know, I strive to do things that you're doing. And I always say, like, hopefully my life slows down so I could do that and give back and stuff. But maybe you just got to take the plunge and do it, because your life will probably never slow down if you don't, you know, if you're waiting for that to happen.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you just have to make time. If it's something that you're passionate about, you just, you know, you make the time. I mean, my life, I have, you know, I have 4 children that are grown. 2 still live at home. I have a son with autism. So he's here. I have 7 grandchildren. Wow. You know, I have a husband. So like you said, if I was to wait for life to slow down, it's not going to happen. Yep. I just try to transfer some things. So I spread myself all over the place with, you know, family and friends and yeah, you know, but I mean, I get it done. It's tiring. I feel like I'm working more now than I ever did. Yeah. But it's okay. 'Cause a lot of it, I mean, it's not heavy physical work, at least what I'm doing right now. I'm up pretty late sometimes with just doing emails, doing donation letters.
It's a lot of strategy, organizing,
people,
yeah.
You know,
a lot of mental warfare rather than the physical.
Definitely.
So last time we spoke, Nadine, our lovely president wasn't in office, and you were fighting with your neighbor, I think, because you would play like American Badass or something. Is that still going on? Is she still mad at you, or he?
So I still have my Trump flags out. I still have my Trump stuff on my corner. Now that it's getting warm again, I want to get my blow up Trump back outside. So yeah, my corner is still Trump. Nice. She turned her house into Bumblebee house now. So that's fun to look at. She's always, you know, if you think of like grade school decorations in a classroom, that's what I get to see every day. Funny. Of every holiday, every season, you know, so. You
think it's her version of busting your balls? She's like, if this lady wants to like put Trump advertisements out, I'm going to make this block look like horrible. I'm going to put up Fisher Price.
I don't know, but it's not a very attractive house the way that she It's very gaudy.
Good word.
I have people, when I'm outside working or going out to my car and somebody's walking by, people start conversations with me and they're always like, what's up with the house across the street? It's like,
there you go. What's up with that house?
Not something I can answer. I don't know.
Does she have blue hair?
Yeah.
She's a lefty. Chad knows they got blue, pink hair.
Yeah.
Change their hair like they're changing their siding now. She'll have pink siding next. What about your Trump cutout? You used to have a big, like, life-size Trump cutout in your.
He'd be back here. He's downstairs. Yeah, he's downstairs. I'm getting ready. So with all of the foundation stuff and everything, all the supplies that I have for the event, my house looks like a hoarder house right now. So this is the only room in the house that's pretty okay. But I've had some guests in this bedroom lately. So I took him out. Didn't want to scare anybody when they wake up in the middle of the night. So,
oh my God, that's hysterical.
Make America great again.
Yes. And thank God he is, right? And doing it at warp speed. I couldn't have, like, if I was trying to plan out like what I envisioned his, like, first year in office is, it's nowhere near is as good as he's doing and how fast he's moving. So it's like he's,
and then of course you have the Democrats trying to resist at every turn.
Right. And he's still winning. That's the best part. That's the best part.
Now, did you see the picture that he put out on Truth Social of him with a peace sign?
No.
So it was a younger Trump with a peace sign, and under it, it said basically that Biden was executed in 2020.
Oh, shit.
You're seeing a double, yeah. So he pretty much blasted the truth finally.
Yeah.
And I had people asking me, oh, is that true? Is that true? And I'm like, well, where I've been seeing it, the sources, like things that I look at, I'm like, yeah. And then I just saw this morning, Fox News, I think, or a Fox station said that he put that out.
Wow. So wait, so he died in 2020, basically in office, Biden, they're saying?
No, he was executed.
Biden was executed.
Biden was executed, yes.
What?
I knew I didn't know exactly with my research. I knew it was 2019 or 2020, but he basically confirmed it was 2020, on that picture. So yeah, but I've been telling people since 2020 that he was executed.
Well, yeah, because I've seen what have looked like actors or something because there's different body sizes and stuff for Biden and stuff. But what would who would execute him and why?
So the military is the one who executed him. He had a military tribunal for crimes against humanity.
Holy shit.
So, yeah. And that's where, so a lot of people are dead that people think that they're still seeing on TV. It's not them. There's actors and actresses and other political figures that are already gone. I mean, Hillary Clinton's been dead since I think she was 2018 or 2017. I can't remember exactly. But she too was executed. She was hung.
Here's my question about both. So if they're doing these things and they're actually going after them for crimes against humanity, whatever, why wouldn't they tell us? Because I would feel like justice if they were going after her for fucking Benghazi or all the fucking shady shit Biden did. It would actually make me have more faith in my government rather than them doing something, killing somebody and not telling me about it. Why wouldn't they let us know this shit?
Correct. But because you have to realize that there are too many people in this country that aren't us. And in order to prevent a civil war, they have to roll things out very slowly.
Gotcha.
And so they're just little by little dripping more and more truth out over the past few years. Even during, fake Biden's presidency, they were showing people. I mean, how ridiculous was everything that he was doing?
Yeah.
It was so over the top ridiculous. And it was done intentionally to start waking people up, which it did, because then the 2024 election was a landslide. You had people from, that were mid-range, not, on the border, or who am I going to vote for? You've had a lot of Democrats switching sides. That's the whole purpose. Everybody has to kind of learn in their own way. And you can't just imagine the shock and awe and what could have happened if Trump back in 2020 came out and said, I'm rightfully the president and I have all the proof, because he did, and he still does. But we would have had a civil war. Our country wasn't ready for that. Right. So, and Q says, that, the ending isn't for everybody. It had to be this way. You're watching a movie. There's a lot of information in Q that, if you follow the
breadcrumbs,
all of the different postings and everything, there's so much information in there.
Do you have a thought like who Q would be? Because it's got to be somebody in Trump's inner circle or Trump himself.
So in my opinion, I think JFK
Jr.
was Q. JFK,
one who was shot in Texas.
Yes, okay. He was not killed that day.
Okay,
but so him, and then I think Q plus I think is Trump.
Wait a second, are they getting into the LGBTQI plus shit now? There's a Q plus. No, don't play with me here, Nadine.
No.
Is there a Q plus?
No, but there is a Q. If you look at Q posts, sometimes it will be signed like Q, and then there's other things in Q posts where it's Q plus.
Gotcha. Okay, so JFK is the Q, and then Q plus was
Trump.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's got to be somebody in his inner circle for sure.
Yeah. And JFK Jr. is alive.
That I believe too, because I've heard a bunch of stuff about that. But my thing with the original JFK, how, I guess, because that video didn't come out till 11 or 12 years later, so they could have faked that footage. But there's a real clear one that we watched, like, I don't know, like maybe 4 or 5 months ago, where it's like actually following the motorcade, and it's not high def, but it's as close to high def as you're going to get from the fucking 60s. And it looked pretty convincing. So was that like a stage thing? Like, did that happen and it wasn't him in the vehicle, or was that just like made?
So he was shot. He was shot. There was a trade-off of bodies. So that same day, there was an officer, I believe his last name was Ford. And they used to call him
No, I'm just kidding.
What did they call him? Little JFK or something like that, because he apparently resembled him so well. Well, he was murdered that same day at close range. So there was more than one shooter. So Oswald was not the shooter. He was just a patsy. But so there was a body switch. And on Air Force One and Air Force Two, I think JFK was on Air Force Two. I feel like, if I'm remembering correctly, that he was taken to Greenland, if I'm remembering right.
Wait, so let me ask you this.
His life was saved.
But he didn't know he was going to be shot. But once he was shot, they were like, this shit is getting too real. Let's put this body double out, fake your death, and you're going to go underground. Or did he have this whole thing planned, like from the get, like fake my death so I could go underground? Like,
no, no. So the guy that was killed that day, the officer, they killed him because they botched up. So the bad guys killed the officer as well. It wasn't a faking your death kind of thing.
But I'm saying, like, because now if JFK's Q, whatever, he basically went underground that day and went along with the death story. I'm saying, did he have that planned, or was the shooting like that gave him the excuse to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, did they plan on having him get shot and then go away, or did the shooting happen and then they?
No. Yeah, the shooting happened and they saved his life. And so now, as far as the Q plan, I don't know if that came into play before he was shot or after. And I say that because he was already going after the CIA and these 3-letter agencies.
Right.
He wanted to go back to the gold standard. Like, he was doing all the things that we're seeing now with Trump. Okay. So I don't know if this plan was already in place and then they shot him because they knew what he was kind of doing. That I don't know. That we could just speculate.
I didn't plan this, Nadine, but I want to see if I could. I want to play this because it kind of gets into maybe why this happened. Let me see. You guys can see that?
Yeah.
I'll tell you a secret. Even the government sometimes lies, because the government is made up of people, and people sometimes lie. Shocker! When I came into office, the relationship between the United States and Cuba was very tense, but the American public was not in favor of a war.
Nor was I, as a Cuban living in Cuba.
But some people in the government wanted to manipulate our citizens into supporting the war.
How?
Our military leaders came up with a plan to stage an attack. They proposed that we bomb Miami and other American cities and then blame it on Cuba.
So they were going to kill Americans?
And then lie about it?
This is real. It's called Operation Northwoods.
I'm reading it now. This is dark.
Holy smokes. What did you do about it, President Kennedy?
I stood up to them, fired the Joint Chiefs of Staff who proposed the plan, and stopped the attacks from happening.
Wow, that's brave.
You should question everything. People are always claiming things they can't.
Could be a reason why they tried to shoot him.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of reasons that they wanted him gone. And part of it was a part of that plan was Bush Sr.
Because he was like in the CIA at that point.
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bush was head of CIA at some point.
And then you fast forward to 9/11, and who was part of 9/11 was Bush Sr. and Bush Jr.
It just goes to show. I mean, like, this is Operation Northwoods is like known that our government was going to like do fake plane hijackings, bomb fucking places in Miami, and blame it on Cuba. So if they were going to do it back then, what's to say they wouldn't do it September 11th, 2001?
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
It's amazing that all this shit that it's nuts that you know the conspiracy theories are fucking, it's like the gospel as opposed to being a conspiracy theory. All this shit you know.
Well, the reason that term came out from the CIA. They're the ones that started conspiracy theory because they wanted to make people who were understanding what the truth was and questioning everything. They wanted to make people like us look crazy. And so when we're spewing whatever we're spewing, right? Oh no, they're crazy. Stay away from them. And then people just turn their heads and are like, not even going to pay attention. Yeah. And so if you think about it, it was a really good plan on their part.
And it started with the JFK
but now
assassination. That's when theory started with the Warren Commission.
Yep.
What if JFK?
But now people are finally waking up to it.
If JFK survives the shooting, goes to Greenland, what happened to him after that?
So there's a really excellent documentary that Phil Godleski put out. I'll try and get you the link for it.
Okay.
It goes through all the details of everything.
So, like, here's my question. So
it's really, really good.
Send it to me. I'll check it out.
Did he? So he had help doing it. So after the shooting happens and they do the body switch, he has some help. So he still has some connections to the government. I'm guessing that's how he was able to, start the Q thing and get powerful that way. So so with Q plus being Trump, then Trump knows that JFK is Q and has known from the beginning.
Yes, I think Trump, in all honesty, has been a part of this for decades. I think he was just waiting for basically to be called upon. Because if you even look back at different interviews, when Oprah interviewed him, there's different interviews saying, would you ever be president? And he's like, well, I really wouldn't have to. But if I was, basically, if I needed to, I would.
He didn't want to, but he could do it 100%. And if he had to, he would. Yeah.
Yes. And I think, now this is my opinion, I think he knew back then because when you put things together, I think he knew back then that he had a big part in all of this and that he was just waiting his turn, because if you remember when he was running the first time in 2016, he said back then many times, I'm backed by 200 generals.
Right.
I remember hearing him saying that. Yeah.
Well, those 200 generals are a part of Q. It's our military team. Okay. And so there's always going to be 200 generals. So if one dies or retire, whatever. Okay. Then
there's 900.
There's always supposed to be 200. And so if you remember when he was inaugurated and all of the military came back behind him, the branches of the military, they came down, they stood behind him for, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds or something like that. And then they walked away. I don't know if you remember that.
But I'm going to.
But that's never been. Yeah, that's never been done before. And so that was just another clue to what's really happening.
To show solidarity.
So
to show...
with that, and to show that our military one was behind him, meaning
they wanted this
behind their.
Yeah.
So that he has their backing. He's, but that day when in his speech, he said, we're giving the country back to you, the people.
You're giving me chills here, lady. Let's go.
And that's what they did. They gave us our country back then. Now, what are we going to do with it? So, we have to start educating ourselves as to what's really been happening, understand a little bit more of what our laws really are, what our constitutional rights really are, and stop living in fear. Too many people live in fear. We saw that through COVID. Yeah. I've seen it my whole life. I lived most of my life paying taxes. Sure. We're not required to do so. We were just told that we had.
She said that, not myself or Chad. Just want to put that out there. I pay taxes, folks.
I said, yeah, you're not required to pay federal income tax.
You heard it here.
There is a difference. See, again, it's all about education. There's a difference between capital and income. Okay. So when you work for someone or even for yourself, whatever, you're providing a service, whatever, you're working and you're getting compensated. That's not income. That's capital.
Survival.
Now, if you take that money, and you invest in that money and that money makes money, that's actually income.
Right.
And you get taxed on that. Okay. But constitutionally, they can't tax you on your services that you're being compensated for.
Because then it's like indentured servers.
See, if you think of the barter system, I barter. I like to barter as much as I can. But if you think about if you barter, so say, you have a service or something that you can provide and somebody else has something that you want and you kind of share, right? It's like, I'll do this for you, you do this for me. Well, you're not paying taxes on that, right? Because there's no money exchange. Right. But there could have been money exchange if you charge them. You know what I mean? So there's no difference. Sure. You're being compensated for your services.
I agree. I just got to figure out how to get them to stop fucking pulling money from my paycheck and let them know, hey, I'm not required to pay this dude. So stop pulling it out over there.
So the other part of this is,
well, a lot of people. Go ahead.
So the other part of this with RFK or JFK Jr. was that he knew what was going on with his father. Obviously, he was in the front running to be a senator from New York, and Hillary had
against Hillary
tried to take him out, or they faked his death because she needed to go. What happened there? Was it a fake?
She was going to try to, she was going to try to have him killed. I think they found something planted on his plane.
Wow.
And so instead of basically saving him, they went along with it and they allowed it to happen. So if you look at even the details, back when they found the plane and then they cremated and they got rid of everything, the ashes, like everything, there was nothing. There wasn't even like big services, nothing that you would think was for somebody of his stature. Right. So, when things like that happen, you have to kind of be like, you know, like something's not right here.
Was his wife,
So,
was his wife collateral damage, or is she alive too?
No, she's alive.
Okay.
You've probably seen pictures of them in the crowd at Trump rallies.
My mom has sent me some of those things that you've probably sent to her. So.
Yeah,
I've seen them. I mean, you know, they look could be, but it seems far fetched. But you know, everything that once seemed far fetched seems to be. So,
well, to think that you've been watching a president for 4 years who's been dead for that many years, that's pretty far fetched too, right?
Well, let me ask you this. So now that,
but it doesn't make it any less true.
Very true. But so now that they're coming out with these 2020 election results and finding out that there was fucking additional fucking votes that were, you know, fraudulent and stuff like, and now we're finding out that our president was executed. Like, what does that do to our government? Because if that is the truth, our government can no longer be, because these are two crazy things to have you running the country doing shit like this. So like, what does that do to the United States of America if this shit is true and going on?
Well, I think there's going to be a huge shift in our government. Our government is supposed to be
for the people, by the people,
decreased. Yeah, and decreased. So we're not going to have as many in government as we have right now. We don't need all those people.
Good.
You know, and there should be term limits.
Yeah.
You know, the people weren't supposed to be a career politician. They were supposed to do their civic duty and go do a term and then go back to their lives.
Right.
You know, and we need to get back to that, because how can you go into government making, I'm just going to even round it up to 200,000 a year, whatever it is, and you come out a multimillionaire?
Right.
How does that happen? You know, something's going on, and
kickback.
People just feel like they don't have the power to do anything about it. And that's where people's mindset needs to change. You know, we have to be in the mindset that we're in control. They work for us. We shouldn't be a fear of them. They should be afraid of us.
That's true when it comes to your elected officials, but when it comes to deep state shit, which kind of sounds like some of the stuff you're talking about, like, how do you even get to them to get them out? You know what I'm saying? Like, tribunals executing presidents and instilling false actors as presidents. Like, that's not stuff going on by people we elected. That's stuff going on by a fucking deep state that we don't even know who they are or how it's working.
Oh, so correct. So the first thing you have to do is educate yourself. You know, so even in my own family, when I first started going down all these rabbit holes, I started in 2019 when I realized that our government was a corporation. Since then, I've been,
corporation.
Yeah. And I'm thousands of hours in, you know, of just looking and reading and watching and just different things. Okay. So my own family thought I was going a little bonkers for quite a while. You know, I'd have them confront me and, Mom, you're not the same and this and that. Okay. And I wasn't. I mean, I am, but I'm not. So this is kind of how I handled those situations and the kinds of things that I said. I can't protect my family from an enemy if I don't know who the enemy is. Right. Okay. And so I need to educate myself so I know where I need to be. Okay. And everybody should be thinking that same thing. You need to know the truth. You need to have an open mind, because a closed-minded person you can't educate a closed-minded person. Okay. So you have to have an open mind to say to yourself, okay, well, if I was lied to about this, what else could I have been lied to about?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where the flat earthers.
And then if I was lied to about
that's where the flat earthers come in, because that's where their whole thing is. They're like, if we were lied to about all this other shit, they must be lying to us about the earth being round. So it's like when you start getting.
And that's where you need to open your mind, because.
Oh boy, don't go there, Nadine. You're going to lose half the audience.
A closed-minded person is an unteachable person.
But we can only give so much like open-mindedness on one episode. When we're saying JFK is still alive and his son and all this stuff, like we can't go flat earth in on it too. Then we might be waking up their minds a little too fast and quick, you know?
Well, what do you think the Trump team in Q has been dealing with worldwide for all these years. That's a perfect statement of why are we still living? Why is this happening? Why? Because you can't give so much information to people all at once.
Right. Yeah.
They commit suicide or they would kill someone, or I mean, it's hard, you know, so you have to kind of drip it out, and that's what they're doing. But I've been talking these things since 2019, because when I think back to what I used to think I knew, I'm like, wow, I was fooled too, right? So, you know, but I'll tell you one thing, literally my entire life when I was in school learning, you know, about our earth and everything, I accepted it because it's what I was taught.
Sure.
But in my heart and soul, I couldn't understand it. I'm like, I just don't understand this concept. It doesn't make sense to me.
Wait, but hold on here.
Around and we're spinning.
Well, here's my question though. So is there space though? So in other words, if the earth is flat and it's like floating around in space, that just means there's this fucking disc or flat land floating in space? Or is there no space?
No. There's no outer space. We're not in so we're in a container.
Okay, so now before you go here,
we're in a container.
Before you remember the thought. So is Elon Musk fucking with us? He's part of the theater then with the Mars thing, like saying we're going to go to Mars. Like, so he knows what the Earth is, and this is just another misdirect?
So, well, you have to think of what is outer space. They play on words. So we do have outer space. When we talk about what they told us outer space was, the galaxies and everything,
right.
To me, I think, well, that's upper space. But if you point out, that's outer space, right? I would think going out that way, not up, right? So they always play on words, and then we just take it like, oh, well, they mean this, so okay. But you have to think of like a terrarium. We're in like a terrarium, okay? And so even in the Bible, it tells you there's a firmament that separates the waters from above, the waters below, okay? You're never going to get out of that. And so if you think back to different things that Hillary Clinton has said, like breaking the glass ceiling, we're so close to breaking the glass ceiling. She's not talking about with women or, you know, anything like that. She's literally talking about trying to break through the firmament. Because there's even videos out there. Well, they'll send rockets up. There's even some guys on, I think, YouTube or whatever, I saw a couple years ago that sent a rocket up with a camera, and you can see it basically hit and bounce off.
Yeah, Bobby.
Okay, that's real. That is real. You know, and there are places in the world that is at the end, like, of the firmament.
Okay, but what is the firmament,
you know, and so
blocking? So in other words, like, if you break that glass, are you going into space? Like, or where are you going?
So you can't. Well, the thing is you can't. And above there is God.
Oh.
That's where you know.
So then whatever this earth is, this is the only land in the universe then. So like whenever it ends, that's it. There's nothing beyond that. So I guess my question to you is, like, if you get to the edge of that, like, do you fall off? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, do you fall off of it? Because if it doesn't continue and go in a, you know, a round thing that could continue to go on forever, like if you walk, you'll just go back to the other side, then like eventually you would have to fall off of something. And if you do fall off of something, where are you falling off into?
So we, as people, okay, in our lands that we know about are continents. So Antarctica, they tell you is a continent, and it is not. It's an ice wall. Did you ever hear the ice wall?
Oh, yes, heard about the ice wall.
Okay. So when they talk about global warming, right, it's such bullshit when they talk about global warming in the context that they're saying. So so if you think of a really big circle, we're a circle within that big circle. Okay. So that ice wall contains all of the lands that we know of. Okay. So we're blocked in. That's how our water, I mean, we're contained. Sure. All right. And
so that container goes from the earth that we're on all the way up to heaven, and there's no thing outside of those bounds. Like to the left.
God is out there.
So God is above, and then but to the left and right of the land that we're on is basically you're blocked once it hits because those walls go all the way up to heaven.
Well, with the firmament,
Okay.
Yes. But we aren't in so our little circle isn't all of the lands. There are lands beyond. Okay. So when they talk about different beings, right, there are other life forms than us. So where do they come from?
So
they're not coming from outer space.
Gotcha. So
they're coming from other lands.
So people can get from the other side of the ice wall to here, but we can't get to there.
Well, we could if they allowed us to. So on our ice wall, every military in the world's on that ice wall. They will not let you beyond. But there have been accounts there was a pilot, I think his last name was Byrd, B-Y-R-D.
Mm-hmm.
He actually got over to the other side. So I think he has a book. There's information about that.
How did we get all the governments to agree to lie to all the citizens, or is it that some of the governments are lied to? In other words, if we can't get along with China on fucking, how we should breathe, how are we getting them to go along with this lie?
Because when you talk about the cabal, what is the cabal? There's a ruling class of evil, okay, that are Satan worshipers who control the entire world. All right. So you think of the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. There's 13, I think, families. I think a Warburg is another name in those 13 families. I don't remember all of them. I used to, but there's just too much going on in my head, so I can't keep it all in.
Xi Jinping
But
would be scared of,
yeah.
Xi Jinping would take orders from these people. Basically, he's a puppet for them, right? He would take.
Every country has been a puppet. Yes, our country included. Yeah.
Oh, I could see us going.
Yeah,
we're
ruled.
us going along with it because fucking. I just don't see him. He seems like the ultimate.
Yeah, no, they're all.
freak.
So when you think of the CCP, TCP, so they are basically run by the cabal. Just like with Kim Jong-un, okay? People thought he was evil. Well, once Trump got in, look at the different things that happened when Trump came in that hasn't happened before. Trump went to the border of South Korea and North Korea, walked over, shook his hand.
Nadine,
then Kim Jong.
You're not saying that
Kim Jong-un came
You're
here.
not saying Kim Jong-un isn't evil, though.
Oh, I'm not saying he's a great guy.
Okay.
I'm just saying that he was controlled.
Oh, okay.
Just like every leader has been controlled.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, you're really scared.
But when he realized that it was safer because Trump's taken out the cabal,
Yes.
that's when he felt safe enough to come here. That's when he felt safe enough
Gotcha.
to go across the border and things like that.
Gotcha. Okay, because I was just you were scared. You're scaring me. I'm I just felt safe now that Trump's in office and everything's going good. And then you start telling me these things and I get scared. Okay, but we're on the right track though. So, wow, this is a lot to unpack here.
You have to pay attention to things that Trump says.
Yeah.
Okay. Trump tells you a lot of things without coming out and telling
He's
you.
good at that.
So when he talks about Putin and Xi, right, those are the two main ones that he'll talk about a lot of times. And, and our news would always bust on him and saying, oh, he's friends with a communist and all these things. But Trump will say good things about them. And well, isn't it good to get along? Different things like that, because there's an alliance. Okay. Trump is in an alliance with Putin and Xi. It's a world alliance. So what's happening and what's coming is there's going to be huge changes, not only in our country, but in the world.
Good changes or bad
the whole
changes?
thing with you, good changes. Good changes. So the United States is going to gain more land. So when he talks about Greenland, all these different things, talks about Canada. Australia, like the United States is going to, so the world is basically going to be divided between three of the largest entities in our world, which is the United States, Russia, and China.
Would you consider that
and
the
so
Father, Son, Holy Spirit, us being the Father, United States?
I actually never thought of it that way. That's, yeah, I don't know. I never thought of it that way. Pretty good.
Not too shabby. So,
but
I'm sorry.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Well,
no, but so when we think about those three superpowers, you know, everything that we've been seeing. So like with Putin, you know, with this war with Ukraine and all that crap. Okay. It's all staged. The thing with Israel, all staged. Israel is one of the most evil countries. Gaza in and of itself, is one of the largest human trafficking areas in the country or in the world, you know? So we're watching things that you have people, I'm for Israel and I'm for Ukraine, and they put out their flags on Facebook. I'm like, you're all assholes. You're so stupid. Stop, you know, like you don't even know what you're talking about. They're taking back the lands that belonged to others. You know, in Ukraine, the reason that war even happened was because we had bioweapons, you know, biolabs over there. So another big hub for trafficking. You know, we've got tunnels.
Russia was pissed that we had like bio.
Russia was doing a good thing. No, well, I mean, it's part of the whole alliance. So when Trump says different things and he acts like, oh, this, you know, war has to stop, you know, whatever, he knows what's happening. He's not oblivious to what the truth is. So they were getting rid of the bio labs in Ukraine. Yes. So they weren't over there just killing people. And, you know, that's your news. That's your news lying to you. You know, I don't listen to the news anymore because there's nothing that they say is true.
Why doesn't Putin say this shit then when he's like being interviewed on podcasts? Like he's done long form like conversations with Tucker Carlson, like a couple other people. Like he could fucking bring this up and have it like be known. Like
you have to remember there's an alliance.
Oh, right.
And they're doing everything together. Okay. So it's a plan. And so they're not going to veer off of the plan because this is so crucial to our world that he's not going to jump out and like play this hero and, you know, like dump on the United States, you know, like, oh, well, we knew, like they're all in it together.
Right.
You know,
well, why not let us be in it with them? Like, what do they have to fucking do all this?
That's the whole part of Q. They have let us in on it. You just have to pay attention.
Like, right. But don't make it to where I got to fucking do homework to figure out what you're doing. Just come on and let me know. Like, I shouldn't have to fucking take Q's breadcrumbs and put them all together to figure out what's going on. Like, if this is the world's plan, tell us it and let us get on board. It'd probably be a lot easier that way rather than staging fake wars and fucking blah, blah. If it's just to get bio weapons labs out, go do that and fucking.
Yeah, I think the opposite. I think the reason for Q was to get our brains thinking again, instead of just somebody telling you what you just said and you just believing it. Oh, okay. That's what you're doing this time. And you're just going to, okay.
My educated decision on it, but I just don't want, like, why leak it out in little things that I got to put the things together? Tell me what's going on. And then of course I'll still do my research to see if what you're telling me is true, but it just seems like to leak it out the way they're doing it, they could get a lot more people on board.
As one person, and I tell one person, I'm looked at as crazy. Okay. So then they need another person and another person and another person to tell 10 more people and 10 more people. Okay. It needs to kind of happen sort of organically instead of it being a punch in your face. Because again, if Trump or our military came out and told you all of that, you're going to have too many people in the world that are going to resist it.
Yeah. If they came out and said, hey, listen, by the way, the world leaders are us, China and Russia. the world, the earth is flat, there's no fucking space, yeah, we would all probably be like, what the fuck, dude?
We're sacrificing children. We're trafficking children. We're organ harvesting children. Yeah, if you came out and told the world that, you have to learn it differently.
That's a good thing you brought up. So the people doing this trafficking, whether it's humans, kids, all that stuff, this is actually being done by an organization or something. This isn't done by like small factions of people doing it. This is done like on a big scale.
A worldwide scale, yes.
That's crazy, dude. There was a stat, I believe, something in the United States, every year, like 300,000 kids go missing.
It's more than that.
Maybe it's more. Maybe it is. I wish I had Bobby to fucking look it up, but it's a crazy number like that. Let's just say it's fucking
a lot of children.
Yeah, let's just say it's 60,000. That's way too many for it to not be on the news every day. Where are these kids? They're missing. What the fuck? Like that should be the biggest news. I shouldn't even know about Ukraine until we know where 60,000 kids are in the United States. Like, I don't understand how that's not bigger fucking news if it's the case.
But that's what they're, so again, when you kind of watch everything that they are showing you, that's part of what the awakening is. Cause that's what we're in. We're in what's called the Great Awakening. Okay. And so, with those numbers, one, you have to understand that there's tunnel systems all across the world that connect country to country. They go under our oceans. The tunnel networks is insane. And that's where a lot of times with earthquakes, different things like that, even in Washington, D.C., back in, I think it might have been in 2020, there were some, like a mild earthquake or whatever, that people were reporting. Okay. It wasn't an earthquake. They were blowing up tunnels. Okay. So that's been happening all around the world, because that's how they're able to move so many children. Okay. So when they have all these children, well, where are all these children coming from? They're coming from CPS. They're coming from adoption agencies. You know,
not only
CPS,
where are they coming from, but where the fuck are they going? Like, are these kids being abducted and then held for their lives? Are they being abducted and killed? Like, where are they going as well?
I mean, so let's even think of the Vatican in and of itself. The Vatican is so evil. So evil. They have an altar where they sacrifice children. So there's places all around the world. They go to the elite. So did you ever see when like Wayfair, can't remember some of the other ones, but you'll see like a pair of children's shoes, tennis shoes or something for like $10,000, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's a child. Okay, so the people that are buying them know what they're actually buying.
Right, because why would you fucking make a mistake to buy a $10,000 fucking piece of shit?
Yeah. So there's companies who sell adrenochrome and that have in their records, it'll say, you know, this child at this age, the sex, the you know, what country they're from, all of that documented. So
my brain literally shuts down like hearing shit like this. Like I can't fathom that people could be a part of this, doing the act, like involved in it in some way. Like it just makes no fucking sense, man.
Yeah. And that was the whole purpose of Q, because like you said, your brain shuts down. Well, think about the, you know, billions of people around the world hearing these things. And that's why I said, you know, when you said, why don't they just come out and tell us? Well, that's why, because the average person can't handle that. Okay.
Right.
If I was told years ago, all of this in one shot, I would have thought somebody was crazy too. I would have turned away and not listened. Okay.
Yeah.
So the whole purpose of all this, when you're saying about doing the research and why do I have to, you know, do the breadcrumbs and things, it's because we have to organically hear what we're hearing from somebody and then start digging.
Otherwise,
and then when you start digging, yes, and then you start seeing it for yourself and you read it and you watch videos that are literally horrific and you hear the screams of children. Okay. It's I don't even have words to express how it feels to know those things, but I can say that in my opinion, I think every single person in this world needs to know it, hear it, and see it. Because when you know it and you hear it and you see it, you're going to stand up for it, instead of turning a blind eye.
Let's just say magically we turned the light on overnight and everybody magically woke up, was hip to this and stuff. Like, how does it stop then? Like, where does that piece fall into place?
Well, we're powerful in numbers, right? So if you have a few hundred people trying to go up against a government, well, you're going to be dead in no time. So in our country, what do we have? Around 340 million people in America. Okay. Yep. So if the majority of those people, let's just say there's 100 million of children. Okay. If you have 200 million people in this country that's going to rush those people in Hollywood and our government, who do you think is going to win? We are.
Go.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Knowledge is power. I post that all the time. Knowledge is power. When we know what the truth is and we come together in numbers, which we're still not there, I still freaking see people wearing a mask, Yeah. So people are so brainwashed, and we're so divided still. So if we can't even get on the same page, how are we going to, fight anything? We have to come together. And so as crazy as things may sound, because like I said, I thought they were crazy too. When I hear some of the things I say, I think, oh my God, like I do sound crazy, and I don't care.
That's how they get you too, is that you're like, this sounds crazy. It must be crazy. I'm saying it, hearing the words coming out of my mouth, I think it's crazy, but it's that fucking real that, you're like, how could they do that?
I've seen enough to know that it's true.
Yeah.
So, I just have the personality and always have in my whole life. I don't care what people think of me. I stand by what I believe in firmly. And I don't care if I'm in a room of 1 million people and they're all laughing at me. I don't care. I'll walk away shaking my head at them, and thinking, you're going to learn, so I don't care. But we have to get to a point where, instead of continuing to watch news clips and getting caught up in what they're still trying to lie about, you'd be better off spending your time even taking one subject, and really looking into it and knowing what that truth is. Because I guarantee you, once you know what one complete truth is, you're going to want to know the rest.
Boom. Nadine, I want to leave it there because I think that message that you just put out was absolutely amazing. But I do want you to mention that September date again, and then also where they could go to send you guys donations, stuff like that. And we're going to be promoting the September event from now till then. So we're excited to be a part of it and be there.
So it's FQXholeFoundation.org. It's FQXhole Foundation.org. You can go on there and you'll see where the event page is, and then you can just get one there and order your ticket from there. It will ask you questions, prompt you, and everything. So, I mean, you guys did it, so it was pretty easy.
Yep.
You'll get to choose your meal. There's a question if you're a veteran or a police officer, fire, EMT, and that's for a specific reason. I'm not going to say what, because there's some surprises that I have for many people. So you have to answer the questions. You can't go further without answering the questions. But so September 14th, it's on a Sunday from 2 to 8. We have different speakers. SG Anon is confirmed that he will be there. If people listening to me don't know who that is, I urge you to find out who he is and follow him. It's Q News Patriot is his channel. So excellent person to follow. And then there's other podcasters that'll be there.
SG Anon, is he coming like in person, or is he he doesn't have to like hide his identity or whatever? Gotcha.
No,
cool.
He doesn't show himself on his podcast.
Gotcha.
You can only hear him talking, but no, he's not going to be in any kind of a costume or anything.
And who knows, maybe Chad and I will be doing, well, I'm sure we will be, but maybe we'll do some live streaming there that day, interview some people, get it on the Gracious too, and really make it a fun day for a good cause.
Yeah.
Is SG Anon on Telegram? Where do you follow him? Or is he?
He's on Telegram. He's on Rumble.
Nice.
I'm not sure if he's on YouTube, but I know he's definitely on Rumble and Telegram. I can send you a link.
You should check out our OnlyFans, the Gracious 2 Inches, Nadine. It's myself and Chad on there. The Gracious 2 Inches. It's a joke we do. But also there's a gangbang. I don't know if you heard that OnlyFans chick is doing 2,000 guys now. She did 1,000 previously, and then I think she did 100 earlier or something. I'm not too hip on the story, but I posted a thing because she's doing 2,000 dudes on my birthday, June 15th. So I said like, oh no. And really on my birthday, and one of the audience members writes out the Gracious 2000, which I thought was funny. So we're going to name the event the Gracious 2000.
Now, do you know who Scott McKay is? The Patriot Street Fighter?
I've heard the name for sure, or I've seen articles, something this Scott McKay.
He's another really good one to follow. He unfortunately has a different event in California, I think, that weekend for trafficking, but he agreed to come on live Zoom to address the crowd.
Love it. That's awesome. That'll be a fun event. So folks, go there. Nadine will be there. I'll be there. Chad will be there. All the other people she mentioned will be there. It'll be a fun time for a great cause. Nadine, we thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Nadine.
You're welcome.
Peace in the Middle East. That's Miss Nadine Askey. Or Askey. Wait, Nadine, is it Askey or Askey?
Askey.
Askey, I knew it. Later, Miss Askey. Yes, so I knew that from last time, but again, my brain is not that fantastical, and I forget some of those things. Wow, man, what a lot to unpack there.
A lot
of good information, a lot of information that if you're listening, you might be like, what the fuck? But don't just say what the fuck. Go and do some research on what she's talking about. Maybe it changes your mind. Maybe it makes your resolve that much resolute or whatever the fuck that term is. But yeah, there was a lot to unpack, and I think she's on to a bunch of stuff. The only thing that throws me off is the flat earth, but I've been wrong before.
What I was going to say, but I don't know. I can look into a lot of that stuff, but the flat earth thing is just killer to me, but whatever.
Yeah. It is totally killer to me, but here's the deal, Chad. So while I know for 100% that our earth is round, blah, 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 I'm still open-minded to the fact that they could come through and prove to me that it's flat. I'm not shut off from it, but I would like to believe that it is. I would like to, because then it's proof that they lied to us. So it's like, I want to believe, but I just can't yet. Fun show. I thought I do have a bunch of other stuff, but we kind of ran a little long today. And even though I peed about 10 minutes before we got on here, I do have to go again. But we
wearing the pens for the show,
dude. I'm gonna fucking get a bottle thing or something, like a big Gatorade bottle opening, and just do that. My uncle used to have a PVC pipe that he put in his basement that went in, like he put it and had to go into a drainage thing. It was kind of smart.
Oh my God.
Gracious audience, we did have some more stuff for you, but you're just gonna have to wait till next week. Chad, we want to do an Instagram this week?
We can. I don't have the kids until Friday evening, so
okay. Let's we'll discuss after the show and possibly come up with a nice little Instagram live only, folks. Next week, the one and only Jackie the Joke Man Martling on the Gracious 2. Let's go. That'll be a fun show, folks. We're going to be talking about Jackie's early career to his Howard Stern days to his time now. He's on an Amazon Prime show called Better Sister. So that'll be a fun show. And can't wait.
Awesome.
Peace.
Later, everybody.